Yeah, man.
Cool.
For sure. I'll let you once we have enough people here, maybe we can open that
I can
way.
queue it up. Yeah, of course.
Amazing. All right. I can see all the different places firing up, which is awesome. I'm going to jump over to here and I can share a link with you as well.
Perfect.
See, times like these, having a PA would be super awesome. Just like get someone to do the clicky clickies.
Yeah, it's nice when we had our full-time marketer because I can just sort of hand the videos and I'm like, yep, go put them on YouTube, go put them here. It's
Right?
nice.
There we go. All right. So I'm going to throw this into the chat for you.
Thank
so
you.
that you can share this if you want. And I've got some copy if you are, I figure like Maxwell, when I shared it with him, he was like, I don't want to type anything. So in the channel, just put in the copy. You can replace
I'm
the.
not that much of a diva yet, but
Yeah, nice.
I will take that. That's cool. Love it. That's really great.
And then the top one, if you click on that, that's just these. So if you want to share, click on the first one, you can actually just like share that on your personals or share that wherever you want.
Perfect. I'll just paste that Skype,
man.
that Facebook one in the group and in the lab as well. Are you in the lab yet? I think I invited you, but I don't know if you've seen. If you go onto Facebook and search for landing page lab, I think I did invite you. Just join there.
Yes, sir. Beautiful.
It's a pretty cool community. Maybe we'll have to flip it and get you on a live inside the lab as well. Let's have a look.
Boom, shared once.
Formatting.
All these nerdy things we have to do.
I know, before we can even get to talk, right?
I know, right?
Why isn't that formatted? Got it.
All right, everything is good there. Periscope. We've got.
I was about to say, I didn't even realize that was a thing still.
Yeah.
I missed that phase, man.
Streaming across Periscope. No Vine, unfortunately. We got Periscope. We got YouTube,
MySpace.
and we got Facebook as well.
Cool. Just show them
We got 16 people already joining us live. Yeah, good old Friendster. You got Friendster?
Amazing.
So for those of you that are joining us live, if you can't see us and you can hear us, I'm here today with Oliver Kenyon. We're going to be talking about some cool stuff on the CRO side, how brands are pivoting, etc. You're just here for the pre-show, so we got 6 more minutes, as you can see in the timer on the live. So do us a favor, if you can see us, you can hear us, just drop a fire emoji, just so that we know that audio is all good. This is my tech. You guys are my tech check guinea pigs, and I appreciate you guys for that. So just drop a fire emoji if you can hear us, you can see us. Oliver's got a whole bunch of cool stuff, and actually for the 18 people here, and maybe we can repeat it later. What was the fun thing that you were talking about before, Oliver? So
so what I'd love to do, and yeah, maybe we can give the 18 people that are here a head start as they came on early, is we've got a basically we'll get into what we do, but we design and develop high converting landing pages and funnels, and we've got a pack that we sell, and it's basically like all our kind of proven sales pages, lead gen page, multi-step, advertorial, pre-sale, long form, you name it, it's included in that pack. And what I want to do is actually give that away to one person on this live, if that's cool with you, Dee. So
yes, sir.
What we can do is, if people are on this live stream, if you hashtag landing page in the comments, hashtag landing page now, everyone go and write that in the comments just so we can see that you are hearing this. And at the end, we're going to do this throughout the show, but at the end, I'm going to get Dee to pick a very lucky random winner to win that landing page pack. So just go ahead and hashtag landing page in the comments if you'd like to be in the chance to win those high converting pages.
Beautiful.
I'm just putting a live up here.
Amazing. So here's what I'm going to do so that we can make sure it's completely random and there's no favoritism, because I know there are some people that I might know on here.
You'll say it's a fix, right?
At the end of the show, I will make sure that I scroll through and pick out just how about just initials. So I'll pick out like 4 initials, like, you know, FB, AK, whatever, and you pick from those
Funny
initials.
how you went straight for FB.
Yeah, right. Exactly. MS.
That sounds good.
You know,
so
okay,
guys,
cool.
yeah, if you're just tuning in, we are giving away some landing pages live here on the stream, only exclusive to live viewers. You're not going to get this in your replay. So if you're watching right now, put hashtag landing page in the comments to be in with a chance to win our highest converting landing page templates before we get into this.
Amazing. That's so awesome. And also, everyone that's watching right now, make sure that you tag a friend who needs to see this. This is conversion rate optimization with Oliver Kenyon, and a whole bunch of landing page and CRO type stuff as well. So I'm super excited about this one. I've got my own gripes about our community and our industry when it comes to CRO and the way that we talk about it and treat it. So and don't forget, you don't only have to be watching on Facebook. Even if you're on YouTube and you put in the hashtag, I'll be able to see your comments as well collectively, because I've got this cool app. So make sure that you guys do that. That's very, very generous, Oliver. I really appreciate you for that.
Not a problem. I appreciate you having me on the show.
Yes, sir. We got like 2 minutes. I love this countdown thing on the live. It helps keeps us in line and keeps us in check.
That's good.
So again, everyone, just make sure you tag a friend that needs to see this, or just share this live wherever you're at. Especially a lot easier if you're on Facebook, obviously. But I want to make sure as many people see this as possible, because CRO is one of those. CRO is one of those places where, and we'll get into this good and proper later. But I believe that a lot of people disrespect CRO. A lot of people disrespect landing page, just because they don't think it's not the topic a la mode, and for some reason, and it's absolutely insanity that's the case. So in around 2 minutes time,
that's a good thing for us, right? Because I feel like that's my my passion now, and my what I wake up day to day for is to kind of almost educate and show people why they should be focusing on their landing page to the CRO. So it's a good thing for me. I like it. I like the challenge.
And it's paying off, that's for sure. I don't know. It's a funny place to. It's a funny place to explain to the uninitiated how important it is. Exactly like what we spoke about before we did the pre-roll. Just the lack that sheer lack of understanding, and I'd love to pick your brain later on that.
Yeah.
Just
Please
how.
right.
Yeah, beautiful. I can't wait. I'm so pumped, man. This is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be a good show. I feel it already.
Good.
I feel it already. And we got like 1 minute to go.
Perfect.
And again, for those of you guys that are watching, if you guys can hear us and you guys can see us, please drop us a fire emoji, just so that we know that our tech check guinea pigs are actually going to work. And we appreciate you for doing that. Just moving that thumb from this part to that part for the fire emoji. Just whatever work from home workouts you need. This is just a social one. I have not been working out. It is so bad.
Have you not?
No, it's horrible.
To be fair, I've been quite strict with myself, so I'm good. We're our firstborn child's due like next month, so I'm kind of getting all the work-ins I can whilst I I still can, if that makes sense.
Amazing. Congratulations, bro.
Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, 10 seconds to go. I'm pumped. 10 seconds. Boom. I'll do the intro and then we'll jump on through.
Loving it. We got some fire coming through. Thanks, guys.
Beautiful. All right. All right, for everyone watching, thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate your attention as always. Just in a minute, I'm about to throw over to my buddy for today, the guest for today, Oliver Kenyon. He's the co-founder of Landing Page Guys, fully qualified chef as well, which I can't wait to dig into, amongst a whole bunch of other really awesome stuff. Today, we're talking about CRO, conversion rate optimization, for those of you that don't know what CRO means. And we're going to talk about how brands are pivoting and how we need to stay nimble during these times. So without further ado, I'm going to throw over to here where we can see Oliver on the screen. Oliver, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate you.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for inviting me on. I've seen like the earlier episodes and it was like absolute fire. So I thought I got to get myself a spot on that. And when you reached out, I was like, yeah, let's do this.
Beautiful. Can I confess something before we start? This is really embarrassing.
Yes, of course you can.
This is really embarrassing. When I first came into the marketing game, I thought CRO was a C-suite executive position in a company. And I'm like,
everyone talks about like CMO, CFO. You're like, who's the CRO, right?
Who's the CRO? Chief Revenue Officer? I was trying to figure out what the R stood for. It's like such a noob. And I think that's a really great way to segue into this. Personally, and I'd love to hear your opinion because you're on the receiving end of this, but personally, I feel that a lot of our industry at large, and by industry at large, I mean people that are interested in digital marketing or are digital marketers themselves, there's this massive disrespect for CRO, or there's this massive disrespect for what people that build landing pages do, the designers, the developers, the copywriters, the strategists that go into that, almost as if it's a by the way, when and by that I mean that so much focus is on traffic, so much focus is on running ads, what's happening on Snapchat, hey, how to do Pinterest. I don't know if it's because it's sexier, so it draws a bigger crowd, but really the gold, in my personal opinion, is in the conversion, because if you're spending $5,000, $50,000 a month a day on traffic and it doesn't convert, like, just give me the money instead. Like, what are you guys doing? Right. Stop giving it to Facebook. What are your thoughts?
I couldn't agree more with you, and I think there's two sides to that. You obviously mentioned people as far as media buyers, agencies, whoever you want to, whether you're just your normal kind of affiliate spending your own money, or you're working for a company, or you have your own company, media buying in volume. I couldn't agree more, and I think we were saying just before the kind of intro, like, this is my thing now, is to educate people on why the end piece of the puzzle is so important, but it does get forgotten about. And I think, like you said, it is because all the other things are effectively like shiny objects. Everyone's always talking in the Facebook groups or at the affiliate conferences, or even on these kind of podcasts, they're always talking about scaling traffic, how you can get your ad accounts healthier, how you can scale out, how you can, the latest traffic source, moving to native, push, whatever it may be. But there's hardly ever any mention of that M piece, when that M piece can make such a huge difference. Like, for example, if I said to you, you can go ahead now today and spend $100 and make $50 profit back, okay? You'd be happy, right? But if I said you could spend that same $100 and make $80 back just by optimizing that end piece, you'd be even happier. And that's kind of what we do. As a company, we take that kind of landing page or funnel, whatever it may be, we optimize it, and we focus on our conversion rate principles, is what we call them internally, to give you that more of a kind of return on your money. And often it can be the difference between a losing campaign and a winning campaign, but also those margins become so big, even though they're small margins on conversion rate increase. But when you're spending huge amounts of traffic, even like a 2 to 3% increase is absolutely massive. So yeah, it's hopefully my job, like I say, is to kind of educate people on what they can do and how they can improve their landing pages and funnels. And hopefully we can touch on that in a little bit.
Amazing. Absolutely. And so here's the kicker, for, because I know there are a few more people watching now.
Yes.
So Oliver and landing page guys do a lot of work, right? This is their bread and butter. So they get to see a lot of data, and they do a lot of work across the board for a lot of serious spenders in the industry. A lot of peers that Oliver and I have in common that I know drop a serious amount of money and use the funnels and the landing pages that you and your team build. Keep in mind, Oliver very generously did this at the start. I just want to make sure that the 20-something people know now. If you hashtag landing page right now into the comments, at the end of the show, we're going to make sure that we randomly pick out one winner who will receive a package very generously from Oliver's team that will throw in a bit of work in there from their team. So this is valuable stuff, super generous. So I just want to make sure that everyone has that and understands that.
Make sure you go and do it, guys. Put hashtag landing page in the comments right now.
I love
hashtag landing page. Hashtag landing page in the comments right now. And we're going to pick a winner at the end, but we're going to give away our top converting funnels, guys. So hit that up. Hashtag landing page, guys. I want to see those comments coming.
I love the figure hashtag. That's so good.
It's a directional cue. This is what we eat, sleep, live, and breathe. Those directional cues. I'm telling people to go do it. Hashtag.
And so let's dig into that a little bit more, right? Like you have the reputation of living and breathing this stuff to the point where you're so passionate, so excited about sharing it. What have you found to be the main elements or the main areas that people seem to have a lack of understanding of what CRO is, or where is their perception kind of messed up?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to give, for example, some examples of where people get it wrong, where we see people getting it wrong. And then also, I'd love to get into at some stage some tips that anyone watching this live can just implement on their pages straight away without hiring us, without spending any money. Can just go and get some conversion rate increases. So make sure you stick around for that.
Yes, please.
The biggest mistake that we tend to find clients making when they kind of approach us as a company, and we do see a lot of we speak to a lot of people and we see what a lot of people are doing. We're in a very nice space because we're kind of in the middle. People come to us when they want to pivot, or when they have a new offer, or when something's hot, or they want to jump on something quickly, and we'll build that physical presence for them online before they can send their traffic. So we get to see a lot of data and we get to see what a lot of people are doing. The biggest mistake that we find people are doing in e-com right now is they're still sending paid media. So whether that's Facebook, Google, native, it doesn't matter. They're sending paid media, they're paying for clicks, and they're sending traffic to either a product page or a store homepage. That's the biggest mistake right now you can make as a e-com person, okay? And I'll kind of tell you why. So when it comes to product pages, typically speaking, what we see from our data and from clients who come to us and clients who are running traffic to e-com product pages is the average conversion rate, if they're just throwing up a store, is around about the kind of between the 0.5 and 2.5% on cold traffic to a product page or a store. Now, that's fine. You may still make positive money. You may still be able to scale that. But when you start building what we call a direct response aggressive sales page, and what I mean by that for people who don't know is you're taking the one product out of the product page and you're building a completely separate, and I mean separate as far as it's a different URL. It can be on the same Shopify store, the same WooCommerce store, Connected, Limelight, whatever you guys use, but you're building this direct response sales page. That's when you'll start seeing your conversion rates shoot up. So we can achieve, on average between kind of 4 to 6 plus percentage conversion rates on those direct response sales pages. And I hate sharing conversion rates because I don't like selling on these kind of things. I'd rather educate people. But, we have seen a kind of 12, 13, 14% conversion rates drop on these kind of direct response sales pages.
Wow.
We've got a huge, a number of clients in the States who do low ticket products, a lot of ads seen on TV stuff. So you imagine you're watching TV and you see these adverts for the magic mops that can mop your house, or shelves that you put in a socket and then you put your phone on top of it, these kind of gadgets. And we're getting, these 11, 12% conversion rates consistently across the board on their sales pages because we found a formula and we stick by a conversion principle. So that's one huge, huge mistake we see. And the reason for that, and a lot of things I'm going to say on this are common sense, but you don't think about them. People just don't think about them. And then I say them on videos like this and people are like, shit, yeah, of course, that's right. Like, why have I been doing that? But the trouble is with, for example, a product page or a store is there's so many distractions. Okay, so you imagine your typical store, your typical product page, you've got navigational links across the top. You might have your Facebook and Instagram icon. What are people going to do? They're going to click around. You've just paid for that click, and they're going to click around. They're going to click on another page. They're going to go to the footer, and people think, oh, it's a great thing if I have related products in the footer, because people might then go click on them. But that couldn't be further from the truth when you're focusing on a conversion. When you want one conversion goal principle is to sell something, the second you start giving people options is the second they don't pick one. If I said to you now, D, like, I've got 10 phones in front of me, and you have 10 minutes or 5 minutes to pick one of them. You're going to go research them all. You're going to go look them up on Google. You're going to see which one's the best, which one looks the best, which one finds the best. You're going to take ages. You won't pick one. But if I just give you one product and one phone and tell you why it's the best and tell it why it's going to benefit you, you'll instantly pick it. And that's the kind of psychology around why product pages don't do as well as these kind of direct response sales pages. So the second you start building out these pages, and I'd love to go into some details of how you can and what should be on these pages, it is the second you'll see a huge increase in traffic, in conversion rates. So that's one big mistake that we see. Another big mistake we see especially in e-com, I know a lot of your kind of audience is e-com related, is people getting prices wrong and people messing with their kind of pricing options. So there's various things that come into this, and we can go on into detail about this. And it's actually quite current and at the moment with the kind of pandemic that's going on, because these things are really having a big effect. And I'm sure you've probably seen them internally, D, with your stuff. But price points are crucial at the moment, because we also see people, for example, some of the mistakes, they'll have, like, say, for example, a $10 product. And on the front end, it'll say $10, brilliant. You go to the checkout and they'll see a huge drop off, because all of a sudden they'll charge like $5, $6 for shipping. And obviously people are thinking, well, it's a $10 product. Why am I going to spend like nearly half as much on the shipping? And they'll see a huge drop off. And they come to us and they're like, why am I seeing this huge drop off? And we're like, well, you're charging like almost as much for the product as you are for shipping. So what we like to do is it's not rocket science, it's common sense. We just factor it into the price. So on the front end, we make it a $15 or $16 product, and we call it out every time to make that user feel special. We say, congratulations, you have qualified for free shipping. We don't just say free shipping, we say, congratulations, you have qualified for free shipping. Make that person feel good. And then on the checkout, we call it out again and say, no shipping, shipping costs $0. Make sure you put it in there so that they know they qualify for that free shipping. And the product's 16 quid. And it was 16 quid before in total, but because they're making people feel a bit more special and saying that they qualify for that free shipping, it's going to convert better as well. But also not doing some clever things with like post-purchase upsells or bundles or subscriptions that are massive at the moment, rightly so, for the kind of reasons that hopefully we'll kind of touch on in a minute as you can adapt in the current crisis. But these are some of the kind of common mistakes that we find. And people just don't do the obvious things. And again, I keep sort of preempting, but hopefully we can get into some of these tips and then you can realize where people are going wrong.
Amazing. That in and of itself, those two big headliners are so helpful for anyone to get their head straight in terms of understanding what the power of CRO is. And what I hear, I've only done a handful of episodes, and time again, I'm hearing exactly the same thing, especially for great marketers, is which effectively means great salespeople, but at scale, is this underlying ability to have empathy for the end user. So I'm making you feel special. I'm helping you avoid sticker shock. I am not trying to make you feel like you're going through a bait and switch. I am trying to help you avoid analysis paralysis by giving you the option, not too many. You don't want to stand in front of the 25 combo meals and be like, do I feel like chicken or fish? Or,
That's exactly the psychology behind it, 100%. And it all goes back to that, keep it simple, stupid. Like, people are stupid, you and not in a rude way, but the second, again, it's a common example. If we're in, Barcelona and we're having a few drinks and we want to go for a meal and we're walking down the strip, this probably did happen last year, but and then all of a sudden there's 10 restaurants in front of us, we're going to and ah, we're going to read the menus, we're going to look around, and we're going to take 40 minutes before we decide which restaurant we go in. It's the same analogy on your landing page. It's the second you start to give people different options. And again, if people are selling like multiple products on one page, it's crazy. Like, you're just losing your conversions. You need to dumb it down. Yes, you can bundle. Yes, you can package things up. That's not a problem. That's a good thing to do. You should be bundling, especially right now. But when you're kind of giving people these different options and you're confusing the messaging and you're confusing the call to actions and you're having, you know, loads of distractions, that's why you're not getting those conversion rates as high as they should be when you're driving traffic to these kind of product pages and stores.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it's so interesting how you're talking about dumbing down. And for the people that don't understand, or they may perceive it the wrong way. Like, I cut my teeth in way before, like, you and I were chatting a little bit. You're a qualified chef. I was a kitchen hand for the longest time. I wanted to be a chef. Gave up on that because my soul just got crushed by, unfortunately, a handful of horrible bosses. Right after that, I cut my teeth as a young adult in the film industry. And a lot of what they talk about is exactly the same. People don't go to watch movies, or at least pop movies, to think. Like, they're not there to be cerebral. Like, so when we're going onto landing pages, we don't want our users we don't want them to work. Why are we making them work so much? So it's interesting how in film we use the same type of terms. How do we simplify it, dumb it down, clean up the story, rather than try to make it this epic piece of work that is so cerebral that you lose your audiences because they just go, I'm not catching up. This isn't fun for me anymore. I just want a hero that was useless, and then something bad happens to him.
A bit of romance.
Exactly. And then, like, Obi-Wan has to challenge him. He sucks the first time. Keep it really simple. So I love that you're saying that because it's helping me also dumb it down for myself conceptually, so that it's not the cerebral thing. It's very much a okay, I understand now why these things are important, because I want my shoppers to not walk down my aisles and be hit by so many aisles. I just want them to walk to the aisle, grab one thing, go to the cashier, pay my cashier, and then be a happy customer.
Check out as soon as possible, and then we can market to them again and again and again, right?
Amazing. So you mentioned before going deeper into the next thing. So based on what you're talking about, I'd love to know, are there certain verticals, certain types of products that lean themselves greatly to having a dedicated sales page, dedicated landing page experience, as opposed to others? Or is it almost anyone can come play?
I mean, in my opinion, unless you're doing like super low ticket and you rely on people going through your store and adding multiple products, which you can still do on a funnel with upsells and downsells and stuff and cross-selling, I feel that everything should be sold on a direct response sales page. It just converts better. It just does. And I'd love to get into why, and I'd love to get into kind of my kind of top tips on how anyone can do this. But the way that you set it up with these conversion principles, you take someone through a journey through your page, and they're more likely to buy. Now, again, like, I want to stress, we're talking about lifetime value here. Like, it's not just that initial sale. It's the more customers you can get into your funnel, into your your automation on the back end, your processes, and your lifetime value is just going to shoot up, the better. So it's all about that conversion rate. It's all about getting that first sale from that first person. And then it's obviously up to you to then keep selling to them and doing the same. But any product really above that kind of $10 kind of value, I feel that you should be building these pages for 100%.
Amazing. That's super good to know. Now, we mentioned before, as we're talking ahead of time, that you've got some data that you want to share around industry wide. Can you provide us with a snapshot of what that looks like, and then maybe we can segue after that into how brands are reacting in these times, which I think let's make our audiences work for it, and then we can get into the tactics and the tips and all that good stuff. I just want to make sure we set the context and help also people understand how brands are navigating these current times, and then let's talk about like real tactical stuff.
Absolutely. So yeah, the first thing to mention on these current times is I feel super lucky. I feel like we're all very lucky in this industry that we can
Agreed.
maintain what we're doing. In fact, we've just had our busiest 2 months, and I don't mean that in a boasting way. I mean that in I feel very, very fortunate that we can still do this and keeping our team. I mean, how it's affected us personally is we are working remote now. So the way we work as a company, we have an office here in the UK, in Bristol, where there's 8 of us currently right now. We're hiring 2 new people next week, but there's 8 of us internally in the office. And then we have anywhere between 30 and 40 external staff who basically work for us full time, but they're all around the globe. Some of them in the UK and some are just around the globe. So our internal team now are working remote, but we are all working full steam ahead. As I said, we've just had our busiest 2 months. So in fact, they're working really hard at the moment. But again, we do this thing called positive focus. You may have heard of it. Every morning as a company, whereby 9:30 in the morning, we all jump. If we're in the office, we all jump up and get off from our desk and go to the meeting room. But if we're remote, we all get on Skype or Zoom, something like this, and we all whip around the company. Everyone takes it in turns to say what they're positive for the day. So that could be, you've just bought a new car, or you had an amazing curry last night, or you made a brilliant sale last night and hit your commission target. It doesn't matter, but it gets everyone pumped up. And at the moment, the reason I'm saying this is you should do it. If you don't do it, if you're a company, because it gets everyone ready for the day. It's really good. But the reason I'm saying is that the big focus at the moment is everyone starts the day with saying how kind of thankful they are, and we just feel very lucky that we're still doing jobs and still making money and making a difference for our clients as well. So I want to start by saying that. But we are in a fortunate position because we do get to see what a lot of people are doing and pivoting during these times. There is a reason why we've had our busiest couple of months, and that is because people are jumping on opportunity. Unfortunately, in a crisis, there is always opportunity, but you have to be quick to react to it. And that's what we're helping our clients with right now. So we're very lucky. As far as where our clients are going, there's a couple of things that I can share. Some of them are the obvious. So anything to do with fitness, home entertainment, lifestyle from home are huge right now. Anything to do with supplements, multivitamins. We do a lot of work with clients who have like multivitamins or probiotics. If you can kind of not pivot, because obviously I know Facebook are quite strict with their terms and conditions on mentioning things like corona and stuff, but we do work with a lot of people who have things that help fight flus and help fight illnesses and stuff like that, and they're obviously doing very well right now. Anything that can be bundled is doing really well, because there is some form of scarcity in that people don't feel like they can get volume of a product. So anyone who's not bundling right now, I recommend you do. We've started to do like family bundles on the pages right now. So if anyone doesn't know what bundling means, let's say, for example, you're selling a supplement or a food product or whatever it may be. Instead of selling one, pitch one, but then pitch, say, 5 of that product. And then maybe we're doing like these family bundles because people are paying with their families. Pitch like 10 of the product and make sure that 10 stands out as the best value, giving people savings, and put like a most popular seal on it. Bundles are doing very well. Subscriptions are doing really well, because again, what a lot of our clients are doing, and of course, there are marketing tactics, but they're doing it in a tasteful way. But what they're saying is, we will only sell this on a subscription right now because we want to take care of our loyal customers. Because obviously it's harder to deliver stuff, it's harder to ship stuff. So they're getting a lot of subscriptions. And if anyone doesn't know how to do subscriptions, just copy Amazon. They do it the best. They're one of the biggest companies in the world. So the way they do it, everyone buys stuff from Amazon. When you buy a product, it's auto got the subscription checked, and it says you're saving X amount. You're going to get this once a month. And then you can tick one-time purchase for the full-time price if you want, but have that the subscription auto checked. So subscriptions are huge right now. And I personally believe, this is just a prediction of my own, and we are starting to see this internally, and I know this is quite heavy e-com group, but I personally believe that lead generation is going to blow up. I think it's going to be massive in the next kind of 6 to 8 months. I know it's hard right now when everyone's working from home because call centers aren't open and stuff like that. People are finding a way to do that remotely, but the amount of lead generation opportunities out there is going to be huge. And it's not nice to think about, but the amount of debt that the world's going to be in, the amount of loans people are going to need, refinance, remortgages, student, loans, crisis things, like these kind of claims, holiday claims, lack of insurance, all all of this stuff I feel is just going to blow up in the next kind of month. So the sooner you can be jumping on that sooner than later and building a resource that can generate leads for that. And if you have that database, when these things kind of open up, you are going to be making a lot of money out of them.
Amazing. I actually can't wait to get some of our lead gen pals on the show in various different industries. I know some pals that work in what did they call it? Very taboo industries, but it fills a need. And I think being able to, and I'm sure you see it, especially working with them as well, there are some niches that you go, really? Wow, okay.
Yeah. We've had like two examples for you that just come to mind straight away. One on the e-com side. So we luckily, I say luckily, I said I was expecting a child next month. So I've actually stopped drinking alcohol as of the first of this month. But luckily we work for a couple of companies here in the UK who have beers. So they produce their own beers, lagers and stuff like that. And I say lucky because they sent us a load of crates to the office.
Amazing.
Nice. It's a really cool beer. But we pitched to them that they came to us and they were like, our business is going to close. We can't sell. Do you have any ideas what we can do? Because, we can't sell to they're like a local brewery. So they sell to all the local shops. So like your delicatessens and your local shops, not your big supermarket chains. So they couldn't sell anymore because the shops are all closed over here. So we said to them, well, the biggest it's not a problem, but a problem in the UK right now, and I'm sure it is globally, is that people can't go to the shops because they don't want to go out of their house because of social distancing. And B, there was a time in the UK, like over the last couple of weeks, where you couldn't get any beer, you couldn't get any lager because people were stockpiling it up and buying it and dragging it home. So we said, why don't you work with one of the big distribution companies here in the UK and do market yourself? And you have to choose that angle. And that's why this sales page converted so well, because we went down a kind of unique angle, and it was like a home delivery beer service. So they said, you have to order 10 crates minimum. So their AOV is huge. Their AOV is huge. And they will deliver beer to your door during this crisis. And they've literally blown up. So they thought their company was going to close. And they've emailed us this week, like, you've literally saved us. We're now selling out of beer, because we're doing this home delivery. Another example, and it's quite morbid, but we have 2 clients right now who write wills. So they will do wills for, when you pass, you want to leave stuff to your family and stuff like that. And because of what's going on, there's a lot of scarcity involved, and they can kind of touch on that pain point. And people, and their businesses have 5x. So we've created these kind of direct response lead gen pages for them for will writing.
Wow.
And they're straight up crushing it. And there is definitely opportunity to be made. You just have to get a bit clever with it, and you have to pivot quickly. But I feel that there's still a lot of opportunity out there.
I totally agree. And that seems to be an underlying theme that I have chanced upon, just pattern recognition with the handful of shows that I've done so far. This situation really calls for a lot of agility. I mean, same for us, and I'm sure same for you as well, in terms of angles and creative and messaging and how we can advise our clients accordingly to be like, okay, let's get a sense of where society is at from an emotional level, but then also from a barometer of self-righteousness angle. What I mean by that is we have a lot of
long words for me, Dave.
Right. What I mean by that is it's like you see a lot of virtue signaling right now, where a brand is doing something and they're trying to make money or they're trying to make something work, and a lot of commenters are just coming over and just shitting all over it because of their own virtues as a consumer. So it seems to me like that agility needs to happen really quickly. Are you seeing any brands that are making, and those are amazing stories, by the way, so awesome to hear from We Might Shut Shop.
It's quite interesting, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you seeing any that are any others that are going almost a complete 180 degree change in business model? So they're not getting stuck with their business model at all. They're going, I'm a gym and now I have online digital classes, or
I mean, that's a great example. And we do work with some gyms and some yoga instructors and stuff. And it is a sense of, we just said to them, look, knuckle down, get a video recorder, get in your gym for the day, lock yourself in, record some workouts, and just sell like a very cheap subscription. Or the other thing that we've worked with a couple of gyms whereby gyms won't run on subscriptions, memberships, basically. People pay per month to join the gym. Now, instantly, once gym shuts, what was expected is that people are looking after their money, so they cancel their memberships. So what we've done with some of our gyms that we work with is we've created online courses, like you said, well, not courses, but like membership areas, even Facebook groups, but with a sales page that sells this thing. And it's not even about them selling new memberships, but it's about them retaining what they've got already. So they've reached out to their members and they're like, look, we hold our hands up. We're not in a great place right now. We appreciate if you support us. In return, what we're going to do is keep you fit. We'll do 3 classes, virtual classes a day over Facebook Live. We'll create that sales page if people want to join on, or they can do a slight reduction in their gym fees. But it's all about that retainment of those current members that's going to keep the gym and stuff live. So yeah, we've done that with quite a few clients, kind of taking them offline to online, and just doing these kind of virtual courses and memberships and subscriptions. And people still spend money. That's the thing that's maybe surprised me the most, is that conversions are still quite high across the board, because people effectively are bored. They're at home and they want things to do. They want to keep fit. There's still a pressure that, people all of a sudden, just because they're at home, haven't all of a sudden just gone, I'm going to get fat, or, I don't care about my health or my wellness or my fitness, or, it doesn't work like that. They still want to do these things. And you just have to get in front of their faces and be the people to offer them that service. And you have to have a high converting landing page to do that as well.
There you go, baby. There you go. Which is a perfect segue. You just threw that one for me to take, which is a perfect segue.
You were doing the alley-oops, but I did it.
Yeah, beautiful. Perfect segue for the tips and the tactics that you had prepared earlier that I was kind of G'ing everyone up for in the our viewers.
Yes.
What are these tactics?
So this is where I can speak literally for days. So you will have to interrupt me.
Amazing.
And if you have any questions, please just cut me off.
Welcome to the Marathon Live, everyone. This is a Marathon Live.
Well, I start work. It's currently 12:30 in the morning here in the UK.
I appreciate you.
So I'm going to do 7 hours straight through until we start working in the morning.
It's a telethon.
My team will be like really tired. Okay, so yeah, let's get into it. But again, guys, if you have any questions about what I'm saying, please add it in the comments, and Dee can interrupt me. Also, we're giving away some free landing pages, our highest converting landing page pack, that's worth a lot of money. So if you want to win that, let's do it. Landing page in the comment. Just put #landing pages in the comment. Keep those coming. And I'm going to start these tips when I see some #landing pages in the comment, guys. So hit that #landing pages. Cool. So I'm going to run through roughly around about 5-6 tips. If you want more, I've got them. But let's touch on the most important ones. And what I always say is any tip that I'm saying right now, anyone can implement on their landing pages. So this isn't a sales tactic. I don't want you to come and approach me and ask us to do it. You can do it. Don't be lazy. Take action and do this on your landing pages, because you're going to see an uplift in conversion rates, I promise you. Tip number 1, and this is something that cannot be stressed enough when it comes to paid media, and when it comes to, I love seeing all these #landing pages coming through, guys. Keep coming. And when it comes to paid media, is we cannot stress the importance of page speed. So load speed and page speed are super, super important, especially when you're driving high volume traffic to a product page, a store, it doesn't matter. And again, guys, don't get stuck on, or don't get fixated on sales pages, these direct response pages that I'm talking about. All of these tips apply to any online website or landing page or whatever you're sending, lead gen, e-com, it doesn't matter, they all apply. So page speed is so important. Now, how do you check your page speed? For people who don't know, you can go to tools.pingdom.com. It's not ready available on Pingdom. They don't make their free tool available, but you just go to tools.pingdom.com. You get your landing page URL, you paste it in, and it's basically going to run through a check, and it's going to tell you how quickly your landing page loads. Okay, it's also going to break down why it loads that slow or that quick and how you can improve it. Now, the easiest thing to do is just to download that report and take it to a developer, go onto Upwork, find someone on there who can optimize your landing pages. But there are certain things, if you haven't optimized your page for speed, that anyone can do. I'm not technical at all. My co-founder, Andy's the kind of COO. He's more technical. He's more operational. He deals with the developers. I have zero patience for that. But even I can do this, and I'm stupid. So anyone can go and run their page through. And the easiest way to make an uplift in load speed is to compress your images and videos. So what that means is you go on your landing page, go and do it right now after this, pause this video, download all your images on your landing page, Google free image compression tool, run all the images through a compression tool, which is going to strip out all the raw data. It's going to optimize them fully, and you're going to download them again and then re-upload them to your landing page. And I guarantee your landing page will load quicker. Now, there was a stat proved on data that for every 1 second decrease in load speed, so for every 1 second your landing page loads quicker, you'll see like a kind of 2 to 3 to 4% uplift in conversion rates when you're doing high paid traffic.
Wow.
So it's a huge, huge jump. It's so, so important. When it comes to video, again, don't host them on YouTube. YouTube's quite slow to load. So make sure you use something like Vimeo or Wistia. Get the pro accounts that will kind of promise faster load times. You can't stress enough how much of an uplift you'll see when it comes to page speed optimization. So that's tip number one. Just to touch on a quick tangent on that, a lot of people may be watching us and they may be using something like ClickFunnels or a page builder, Langinggy, Unbounce, whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. I get asked this question all the time. What are my opinion on those kind of builders? And what I will say is they're amazing pieces of software. If you want to prove a concept and prove something works, then use them. That's great. If you just want to prove that something sells, run some media to it, throw something up quickly, brilliant. They are so good. But when it comes to focusing on conversion rates and getting the most once you've proven it can sell, the sooner you take it off a landing page builder, the better it's going to convert. And the reason is because there's a software behind that builder. ClickFunnels are killing your load speeds. You know, we've seen examples of ClickFunnels pages loading in like 16 seconds. When it comes to ecom, if your page is loading anything over 5-6 seconds, it's slow. It should be around that kind of 2 to 3, 4
yes.
mark. Obviously, they're quite long pages. They're quite labor intensive as far as images and videos. But it should be around that 3 to 4 mark. If you're not around that mark, go and check it now. You're losing money. Okay, so that's tip number one. Tip number two is, again, something that we didn't invent. We just live by it. And I'm not going to do it justice on this live, but go and Google it because it's very, very important. And that's the AIDA principle. So that's it stands for AIDA. So attention, interest, desire, action. Okay, now go and do some research about it. But this is basically the psychology and the user journey you take someone through when they come to your landing page. Again, this relates to stores, product pages, advertorials, pre-sales, lead gen. It doesn't matter. This is relatable to all those sort of pages. Now, I'm going to break down the AIDA principle in simple layman's terms. I'm not going to do it justice, but this is basically what we do in a nutshell. You imagine your landing page or your product page or whatever it may be is an A4 piece of paper, okay? So if you're looking at the screen, I've got an A4 piece of paper. That's your landing page. You split that A4 piece of paper into 4 different sections, okay? So split it in half and then split it half again. So you've got 4 equal sections down this A4 piece of paper. That's your landing page. Now, this is how your landing page should be laid out. So the top section of those 4 bits is A for attention. You need to get your consumers' attention. Now, how do we do that? And I'll touch on this in a bit more detail, but it's headline, subheadline, bullet points about benefits, call to action, testimonial, and product image. Those are the things that really need to be above your fold in that attention section. You need to get your value proposition across in that attention section, okay? So think about when it comes to content, and we'll talk about that as well, think about the benefit to the consumer. How can we get that across in that attention section? Moving down to that second section of the A4 piece of paper is interest. We need to pique the consumer's interest. We're taking them through a journey, okay? We've got their attention, we now need to pique their interest. They're interested in the product by now, they're scrolling down. How do we do that? We tell them how it's going to benefit them. So the simplest way that we do this is with like a 1, 2, 3 step thing. You've all seen it. It's like, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, order this affordable product. 2, it gets shipped to you conveniently and quickly. 3, this is how it benefits you and changes your life. Now, obviously, I'm speaking in generic terms here, and you need to fill in the blanks, but that's how you can do that section. And then you can go into the kind of benefits and features of that product in the interest section. Section number 3 is super, super important. It stands for D, it's desire. So me and Dee kind of touched on it just now earlier when we were saying about if we were going to a restaurant tonight, we would look at reviews. We would Google the reviews. We want to see some social proof. So desire is all about social proof, giving people testimonials, reviews, case studies, all about your product, and not giving them the opportunity to go and Google you, or going to Amazon and seeing if you're selling on there, and then finding your competitor and buying them. Put it right there where people want to see it. And then the bottom section, so 1, 2, 3 of that A4 piece of paper of your landing page on the user journey is action. Okay, so what is that one clear call to action? How do I get people to take action? We're not confusing the message. We're not giving them multiple actions, multiple choices, related products. No, it's one clear call to action. By now, they've already made that decision that they want that product. Let's give them the clearest call to action to actually go and get that product. So AIDA principle is very, 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 very important and really, really crucial.
Amazing. I love that too. The analogy I call it cavemaning. A caveman for myself is if I'm trying to convince a bro or a buddy to come do something with me, or go train together, or join my gym, it'd be like, bro, did you know that I found this one place where like for like $5 a day you can get get free training and all that stuff. And then the next thing is like, oh really? Tell me where, which is, going from attention to now interest, right?
Right. Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, it's just across the corner, man. Like, and then they go like, are you sure? Like, this sounds too good to be true. Yeah. And then moving into desire, because they have doubts. So then it's going to, yeah, man, like, this one yoked up bodybuilder's there. Yeah. And then like Conor McGregor's there as well. And all these other dudes are there. Khabib is there. You get to watch them fight. It's super awesome. Do you want to come go join the gym with me right now? Just across the road. Like,
action.
Keep it super.
Exactly.
That's how I caveman it for myself, to go, how do we keep it that simple but that exciting of a dialogue with someone? It's so powerful. The
really
AIDA principle, absolutely.
If people aren't laying their page out like that, then you just need to reorder things and do it. And there's elements in there that we'll touch on that you need to add, but that's the simple layout. That's the psychology. That's how you take people through that user journey. So going on to
tip number 3.
Sorry, Adam. Yeah, tip number 3. Hey, Adam, how's it going, mate? Okay, so tip number 3 is social proof. Okay, so we touched on it in that desire section. It's really, really important. But again, if you look at anyone who's watching this on a replay or right now, go onto your landing page right now, your website, wherever you're sending traffic. If you don't have a visible testimonial above the fold, you're losing money. Okay, you will increase your conversion rates just by adding a visible testimonial. And what I mean by that, you don't have to have like a full kind of 10 paragraph written testimonial, just a short paragraph with an authentic picture. The picture is very important. You need a supporting picture of the person who said it, their name, and then what we do now is we do the 5 stars. Like again on Amazon,
yes.
You see the 5 gold stars. They're really, really important as well. So even people say to me, well, I can't get a testimonial above the fold on mobile, and that's fine, but you can still get social proof by having those 5 stars, and then you put like rated 4.5 out of 5 by 1,000 amazing clients or something like that. So if you don't have that visibly above the fold, you're losing money. And of course, you need that desire section as well, where you really go into detail about kind of client reviews, testimonials, pictures of people using your product, and stuff like that. So that's tip number 3.
Amazing.
Tip number 4. Tip number 4 is what we call trust proof. So we're talking about things like trust badges, trust seals. So what I mean by that is anything that can support the users. Again, I always talk about getting into the psychology of the user, the mindset of the user. Don't think of yourself as a product owner or a drop shipper or whatever you may be doing. Think of someone who's actually just visiting this site or landing page, and kind of seeing it for the first time. So what can we do to help them make a buying decision? So trust is crucial. So what I mean by that is things like, for example, all your buy buttons or your call to action buttons, you should have the payment trust seals. Now, anyone can do this. Anyone can, again, tip number 3 about testimonials. Anyone can just go and add a testimonial above the fold. If you're using product pages, just edit your product description with the 5 gold stars and a testimonial. If you need trust, anyone can do this. Go to Google and Google payment processor seals. You're going to put PNG at the end. You're going to get these transparent strips of, you've all seen them, I'm sure, of card payment processor seals like Visa, Maestro, MasterCard, Stripe, American Express, whatever it may be. And you need to support your buy buttons with those payment seals, because what happens in the user's mindset is they come onto your page and they see those buy buttons, but then they also see those trusted brands and they think, look, if these guys are trusted by these brands, then I can trust them in turn, and I'm more likely to push that buy add to cart button. There's also different types of trust we can do. Trust proof. So, for example, you've all seen it like on your guru's favorite website where it says like featured in Forbes, Entrepreneur, Inc. I'm sure Dee's got it. I probably got it as well. But like it's those kind
It
of
works.
seals that make right. It's psychology. Like it makes people think, oh, this guy's been in all those publications, so I can trust him. It's the same with your products. You know, we even recommend some of our clients go and spend money to get in media publications so that they can put them on their sites so that more people trust them. So put them just below the fold, you know, brands we work with or companies we've been featured in, magazines we've been featured in, get those seals just below the fold. They're really, really important. Other things like if you're doing lead gen or even on payment forms, putting the secure payment seals, money back
Yes.
guarantees, that's a sign of trust as well. So anything you can put on your site as far as a seal when it comes to things like physical products. So if you're selling like supplements, any kind of like made in the USA, gluten-free, all these kind of trustable seals, anything you can add to your page, especially above the fold and by those buy buttons where people are making that decision, are going to increase your conversion rate. So again, I'm going to keep challenging people on this. If you're watching this video now and you don't have payment seals, buy all your call to action buttons, go and add them because it's going to increase your conversion rate.
Amazing.
Can I give
So
you some more?
please, yeah, my God, I'm not gonna stop you. But in the meantime, for anyone that's watching this, whether it's on the live or otherwise, one, if you're watching this, you're on the live. I really think that now is high time that you tag a friend who needs to also, or even a teammate on your team who needs to also come in here and get these tips, because I personally, on the receiving end, I'm fortunate enough to actually be on the receiving end of this call. I feel like I'm getting a peek into the beautiful mind by way of I'm hearing a recipe, and I'm hearing actual processes, and I'm hearing actual actionable insights and tips that I can implement right now, like right the fuck now, to be able to
There's no excuse.
actually get gains. It's not like a deadlift for 6 weeks before you get any gains. It's make this change, see it happen, watch your Google Analytics or any kind of analytics backend tool, and see it happen the next day. So, I hope everyone is appreciating the gravity of what Oliver's doing for us today. This is super awesome stuff. I think you mentioned 5 tips. What's tip number 5?
Let's blow it out. Let's do 6, 7.
Yeah,
I'm not
beautiful.
gonna
Let's
stop.
do it.
Okay, so
Let's do
next
it. Let's do
5.
this thing.
Yeah. So let's go for 5. So people are. I've already seen a comment, I think, about content and copy. And one thing to kind of be very transparent on: we're not a copywriting service. That's a skill set in its own. It's a completely separate business, but it is very, very important. And we work with recommended partners who kind of do our copy if clients want that as an additional service. But when it comes to copy, and again, I'm going to challenge people. Anyone who now looks at their landing page, I challenge you to, and this is, for me, this was the hardest thing because I kind of write the copy for our own landing pages and our own sales page and our website. And I sat down with our co-founder when we did our new website. I sat down with my co-founder, Andy, like 6-7 months ago when we launched this new site. And he said to me, like, you preach every day about this copy, the thing I'm going to share with you now. And he's like, you haven't done it. And I was like, oh, shit. And the problem is, it's because it's a trap. So the next thing I'm going to say is benefits over features. So very, very cliche, but features tell, benefits sell. Okay. Another very, very cliche saying, but you want to market the problem and sell the solution. And that's what you need to be focused on when it comes to your copy. Now, the reason I got this wrong as well is because naturally, as a business owner, as a product owner, even if you're drop shipping, even if you've got a media agency, even for your right hook company website, if you're writing the copy, all we tend to focus on is the features. We tend to focus on those MVPs. Why are we better than anyone else? Okay, why do we stand out? And there's a perfect example. I love this example. This is one of the best examples I can ever do visually. Okay, so there's 2. You might have seen this, but there's 2 identical ads. Okay, A and B, and they're both selling the iPhone. Apple are really good at this, by the way, but they're both selling the iPhone, and both ads have exactly the same picture. It's just a person's hand holding the phone. Okay, now ad A, the copy says this incredible all new 20 megapixel super zoom camera. Okay, it's very, very feature heavy, of course. Ad B has exactly the same image, exactly the same hand holding the phone, but the content, the copy above, the headline is, take pictures on your phone of your family that will last forever. Okay, and that is a benefit, and that ad will outsell ad A 10 times over because it hits
Boom.
emotional with that person. It's telling them why it's going to benefit them. It's not telling them why it's the best. And that's very hard to do as someone who owns a product or has a software or has a service. I found it hard, and I preach this stuff, and we practice this stuff day in, day out. But I challenge anyone now to look at your content on your landing page and switch, especially every headline and sub-headline, from a feature to a benefit. So again, I'll kind of give you, I try and give you some kind of practical examples and put myself on the spot here. But let's say, for example, us who sell landing pages, website design, CRO. Our headline may be, we are the best at conversion rate optimization. Okay, but that's a feature. We're just claiming that we have that feature and we are the best at it. But how is that benefiting people? So the way we switch that is we say, well, what's the benefit of us being the best at CRO focused design? It's that we're going to skyrocket people's conversion rates and make them more money. Ultimately, what's that ultimate goal? What is the benefit that people want? They're going to use us because they want to make more money. So instead, if we had a headline that says, we will make you more money from your traffic, that's going to convert way better. So anyone who's watching this, whether it's a replay or now, look at your landing page and think about how you can switch your headlines from feature-driven headlines to benefit-driven headlines. And as I said, you market that problem and then you sell that solution. And that's kind of summarized up with the copy side of things.
Beautiful. I love that one. Last week, not last episode, but the one before that, we were talking with Max Wellfin and Topher Grant, and Topher again had a really fun analogy that my caveman brain understands. He goes, Super Mario that eats the flower and then can like shoot fire or something. Don't sell the flower, sell the fire. Sell the fact that you can shoot fire. That's the cool part. That's what people want.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
My brain is amazing.
And when it comes to that interest section on the AIDA principle, that's what you want to be doing there. You want to sell benefits, and those five headlines, the 5 bullet points above the fold, they need to all be benefit driven. Like again, like we say things like, fast turnaround, but what's the benefit of the fast turnaround? The benefit is that you don't have to do the work yourself, and we save you time and money. The intrinsic thing is the feature, the fast turnaround, but the benefit of it is that we save you time and money, and you can do that. So it's all about kind of getting into the mindset of the consumer and telling people how it benefits them.
Amazing.
Like for example, your example with your friend with the caveman thing about the gym, they might say open 24 hours. That's a feature. What's the benefit of that is you can work out in your own time. It's that kind of thing. So that's really important. Number 6, I'm going to give you you might laugh at this one, and this one raises some eyebrows sometimes, but this is actually proven from data, and we do this all the time now. I'm not going to claim we were the first people to do this, but I think we were definitely one of the first direct response agencies to do this. And that is on your call to action buttons, adding emojis to your buttons. This really works, okay? So you might have seen it slowly creeping in. We do a lot of kind of big players pages, so hopefully you've seen them in circulation and stuff, but it really works. And it sounds stupid, but we live in a day and age where people again relate to things like emojis. It's all about that kind of trust, I guess. Again, the highest converting emoji that we found on the button is this, the pointing finger, the right pointing finger, not pointing into the text, pointing away from the text. It's almost like a directional cue. It's not rocket science. It's almost like a directional cue. So this pointing finger converts the best, but you can get creative with this. Let's say, for example, you're doing something like rush my order or rush my trial. Putting the countdown clock works really well. Add to cart with a basket works quite well, but it's still, we've tried a lot, and our clients have tried a lot, and we still can't beat this one. But adding pointing an emoji to your buttons, from. Yes, it's almost like that directional cue. It's like next step, that kind of thing.
Oh, right. Understand. Yes, I hear what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So you've got your text. You've got like grab mine now,
and then
pointing emoji here.
Right. It's like when it's like those cartoons where you see the crossroads and the arrow is pointing in that direction. You want to go in that direction.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So emojis on buttons.
I love that one.
Again, this is something that anyone can do. You can literally just go and Google how to put an emoji in HTML. It's called Unicode. It's very very simple. Just go and add an emoji to your button. You can do it in page builders as well. So it will increase the CTR of your pages. So definitely do that.
Amazing. I love that one. It's 6 super powerful tactics that are implementable right now to just squeeze as much goodness out of what you have existing on your web infrastructure already. You don't even need to do an absolute overhaul. So powerful. I hope everyone had their notebooks out and we're taking notes. And of course, there's going to be replay after this, so make sure that you guys go back to the goal and the replay. Now, I'm very conscious of time because it's creeping up to 1 a.m. where Oliver's at.
I want to give you some more.
Amazing. Amazing.
Let me drop two more things that's in my head.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
One's quick. First and foremost, mobile. On mobile, you need to have a sticky CTA on scroll. So what I mean by that, you imagine your mobile screen. As you scroll down the fold, you need a button that's sticky at the bottom that says add to cart or get mine now. When it comes to content, by the way, or copy on people's buttons, keep it more descriptive. We found that things like buy now, add to cart don't work as well as things like grab mine now, get my copy, rush my order, get mine now, like those kind of descriptive
me.
call to actions. Right, exactly. It's that
I love it.
mindset. So that works really well. But have a sticky button on scroll as you scroll down the mobile. It's just convenient for your thumb to click, add to cart. When it comes to above the fold, so you imagine that section when you land on that landing page, we get asked this question a lot. This is why I like to answer it. What needs to be in that above the fold? So we always say that the most important elements are a headline, a sub headline, and these need to be benefit driven headlines. 5 bullet points. For some reason, odd converts better than even, so keep those bullet points odd. 5 bullet points that again benefit driven, and bold key words in those bullet points. You need a product picture. You need a testimonial on social proof. So normally 5 gold stars, rated 4.5 out of 5. Keep it realistic. Out of 1,000 customers, and a real review with an authentic picture, and then a strong call to action. Keep that value proposition hot. Pointing emoji on that button, and that's going to be your best kind of above the fold as well.
Boom. So I have, that triggers the question for me. Sorry guys, I'm going to jump the queue and ask the question here because this is burning my mind.
Please do.
Should you go in with a haymaker? So I'm following your advice, Oliver. I'm going away. I'm watching this video. I've got the headline in there. I'm putting my benefit driven hat on.
Yeah.
And you said product picture and you said testimonial. Should I go in with a heavy maker and try to one up it and be super gung ho? Should I put a video in there, like a video testimonial, or is that going too far? Should I bring them further down the fold?
Yeah, video testimonial is too far. Do that in your desire section. It needs to be written, because what you'll find is that a lot of people won't click to watch that video. You don't know if they're on not right now, but you don't know if they're on a bus or in public and they can't play the sound, or they can't play that video. So what we tend to do with video is we'll do a supporting video if you have a video. They are good. So like where your CTA is, where your like get mine now is, let's say that button is green. By the way, if people are umming and ahhing about colors of buttons and stuff, green and gold, orangey gold works best. But let's say, for example, your button is green, have a smaller CTA, inverse, so the inverse colors of the green, to the left or to the right of that call to action that says like watch video, but serve your video in a modal, serve it in an external modal. So A, you're loading it remotely, so it doesn't involve you, it doesn't affect your load speed. And B, people have that option if they want to watch it. It doesn't take up too much real estate. It's just there if they want to watch it. It's inverse, so the call to action button is still the prominent decision. But yeah, it can help if you have video, and then you can put a testimonial inside that video. People like Jeff at No Limit Creators can create some wicked videos and stuff. And Chandler, I know there's some really good stuff as well. So yeah.
Wow, that's super powerful, man. We're getting a masterclass. This is awesome. What was the other one that you've got? Was there another? Wait, we went through all of them. Oh my God, this is
I can keep going if you want me to.
Oh man, no, my brain is. This is so much good stuff. So two things I want to do, because I want to stay respectful of time, but I also want to make sure that you've dropped so much good stuff. I want to make sure that people can find you and your content, because one, your energy is so infectious, and two, your depth of knowledge and the ability to communicate that knowledge in a very understandable way is epic. So
thank you, Dave.
Before we move on, and I mean, I'm no bullshit here. That's just purely honest opinion. Before we move on to the hashtag landing page, before we move on to hashtag landing page and pick out the winner, where can people go to find you, your content, your team's content, etc.?
Absolutely, I really appreciate that, and it's been great fun. But what I will say is, this will be the last chance to do your hashtag landing pages. So whilst I'm telling you where you can get some more of the good stuff, make sure you're hashtagging landing pages in the comments for your chance to win that landing page pack. But
For live
as far
viewers
as
only. So if you're
yeah,
watching a
live viewers
replay,
only, of course.
live viewers
You
only.
can still do it. You can still add that hashtag landing page. It feels good, trust me.
Totally.
So where can people get some more content? So I've seen someone in the comments saying, what do we do? So just to give a little bit of context, we are a full stack design development agency. We design, develop and integrate landing pages, funnels, websites. We basically focus on that CRO. So whereas any website design agency can build you a website and make it look nice, we can make it convert. And that's what we eat, sleep, live, breathe. We've been doing it for the last 7 years. We are currently doing between 50 and 100 projects per month. So we'd love to speak to you. But anything that I've said on this training, you don't need to hire us. You don't need to approach me. You can go and do it and you will see instant results. So all I will say is don't be lazy, take some action, because you will see an uplift in your conversion rates. But if you want to get in touch with us, you can do that at landingpageguys.com. And we do also have a free private Facebook group, like Dee's amazing group, where we share all these kind of optimization tips, landing pages, CRO, all that good stuff. You can just go to landingpagelab.com. That's LAB, or just search for Landing Page Lab on Facebook, and we'd be happy to have you guys join us. And check out our YouTube channel, because we upload loads of videos on there as well.
And what's the YouTube channel? What should people search for?
Guys.
Also landing page guys. So everyone watching, landing page guys, that's where you want to go. Google it, YouTube it, and then also on Facebook, Landing Page Lab. That is the Facebook group where you can get more goodness just like this. This is a mind-blowing. This is a mind-blowing hour. I'll tell you that much. So much good stuff.
Loads of hashtags as well.
Totally. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're about to do it now. Let's go pick a winner. I am about to call out. I'm gonna write this down too, because I know I'm gonna forget.
Okay, don't look at your feed. Write down some initials.
Right. So I'm gonna write down some initials. I'm gonna write down 5 initials, and out of those 5 initials, I want you to pick the pairing of initials that sound good to you, and we'll call that the winner, and then we'll explain how they can go claim their prize. Okay. So let me write this down. All right. I got 1 already. I got 2. I got 3.
I'm not gonna look at my feed.
Do it. Yeah. Got 4, and I got 5. All right, so here we go.
I'm not. Shall I just not even let you read them out? I'll just pick a number.
If you want, we can do that too.
Should we? Does the number relate to initials of that someone who's hashtag?
Well, I've written them in order. So there's the first one, second one, third one, fourth, and the 5th one. Do you want to pick a number 1 to 5? This is fun. I'm having fun.
Okay, let's pick a number. I'm going to go with, for no reason in particular, straight down, sort of down the middle. Let's go with number 3.
Number 3. The winner is James Kennedy. So
Boom,
James Kennedy. Congratulations, man. James, you are going to get a lot of benefit, not only features, out of this for sure.
So if you just shoot me an inbox message, I'll send them over to you, and congratulations. That's awesome.
Amazing. Would the best way be just like Facebook Messenger inbox?
Yeah, absolutely fine. Yeah.
Awesome. So James, make sure that, and if you have trouble connecting with Oliver as well, James, make sure that you come over to me, DM me, and I can make sure that I put you guys in touch. But congratulations, Oliver. This is so generous of you. This is actual resources, people's time and expertise and strategy that is put up for a prize. So super awesome. James, I'm pumped for you, man.
I appreciate it.
All right, Oliver, thank you so much for your time. I do appreciate you. Everyone watching, let me just jump over so I can wrap up the show for all of you. But before we go, everyone, I just want you to know that it is literally 1:05 a.m. for Oliver. So please drop those clappy hand emojis and join me in thanking Oliver. Oliver, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure. It's a wicked show, so I appreciate it.
Amazing. All right, so that ends our show with Oliver. So many amazing actionable tips, and I'm not just saying amazing for the sake of filling a word in there. If you go watch the replay, there are some amazing things that you can do right now to improve your conversion rate. I say this all the time, and so many of my peers, Oliver included, say this all the time as well. Once you got to look at your traffic, conversion, and your average order value, and that's how you get your front end revenue. Do not neglect your conversion. Oliver had such amazing tips. I can't wait for the next time. Hopefully I can convince, and we together, audience, can convince Oliver to come back on the show again. Hopefully when all this stuff blows over and we're in a very different place. Interested to see what that looks like as well. Appreciate you all for your attention. We will see you next time.